protest, over 100 cabin crew members of Air India Express called in sick, leading to the cancellation of about 90 flights in a day. The Tata-owned airline currently operates approximately 360 flights a day. This means 25% of its flights stood cancelled in a single day. But the worst is yet to come. The airline has announced to further curtail more flights over the next few days as it battles employee discontent. However, in a stern reprisal, the airline has issued termination letters to around 25 of agitating employees, citing a premeditated and concocted abstention from work without any justifiable reason. And as we continue to track this big development, let's also tell you the breaking input that we're picking up. This is, remember, day 2 of disruptions which have rocked the Air India Express. At least 74 flights have been cancelled so far today. So that's the significant development. Air India, of course, expresses and expects more cancellations. Let me take that point to my colleague Nikhil. I understand he's also joining us from the New Delhi airport. Nikhil, this is, of course, more concerning considering we are picking up at the moment that it's at least 74 flights that have been cancelled so far today. And I'm pretty sure on-ground reality of this, where passengers continue to face the brunt. We're also looking at multiple videos coming to the fore as to how they've been left stranded.
So, Nivedna, there are two of the major updates which needs to be shared with the audiences concerning the aviation sector. So, 74 of the flights so far have been cancelled from the Air India Express. Yesterday, the number reached at about 90. But yesterday only there was this detailed statement which came out from the side of the Air India Express where they said that because of the the senior cabin crew member who did not report to work, many of the flight operations have been affected. So in the next few days, they have to curtail flight schedule. So the impact of the same is going to be seen for next a week or two maybe. But the second update so far is coming out in this context is the termination of the 25 employees who are part of the senior cabin crew member. This is going to give out a loud message to all those cabin crew, roughly about 250 to 300 odd cabin crew member who reported sick at the last moment, because of which the flight operations were not just suffered, but also the passengers at the same time faced a lot of inconvenience. So today as well, the situation continues to be similar, and it is likely to continue for another a week or two, because many of the flight continues to be either delayed or cancelled. And also, this is something which has been advised by the Air India Express itself in a statement to all those passengers who are approaching towards the airport side to check the flight status before reaching out to any of the airport across the country if they are to board Air India Express flight. But the cities which are impacted so far are the Kerala, Goa and the national capital Delhi, and the sector, so to say, the route, so to say, is the Gulf route and the Saudi part where most of the flight operations are usually seen. And as you have rightly mentioned, many of the passengers have taken it to the social media platform, Twitter, Facebook and Instagram as well, where they are they were seen creating chaos as well against the Air India employees, Air India Express employees, so to say, because their flight was either delayed or cancelled. So the situation is likely to continue for another week or two. Amid all this, the Ministry of Civil Aviation have also taken a note of
Nikhil,
the same.
I have to interject you there, but I appreciate you telling us what the on-ground situation is looking like. Not a great story, but since you also spoke about what the situation in Kerala is like, let me take that across to our colleague Jayalakshmi, who's also joining us. We understand from Thiruvananthapuram. Jayalakshmi, good morning. Nikhil, of course, was drawing things into perspective as to the overall situation as far as the action also is taken. But we understand in Kerala as well, many flights being delayed, passengers stranded. Tell us what's happening on ground.
Certainly Kerala has been the state which has been affected the most, as the Gulf passengers are, that is the major interruptions that has been happening since yesterday. We had seen multiple protests across the state in all the three airports, the Kozhikode, Kannur and the Kochi and the So Thiruvananthapuram Airport, which has been witnessing high profile, which has been witnessing multiple protests by the passengers. And in fact, the major problem here was that the passengers were not intimidated earlier, not even, 5 to 6 hours. They were intimidated merely like after coming here and after the boarding was done, after the security check was done. It was after that they are being said that the flights have been cancelled. So there have been a multiple, last minute cancellations that is one of the major reasons why the passengers are stranded in huge numbers in the airport. Even though there have been multiple protests going on, the officials, Air India officials, have not officially come out, and the staff here, they are also helpless as they do not have any intimidation from the senior authorities as to what should be said to the passengers. All they say is, the refund will be initiated in the next 15 days or in the next 2 weeks. This is what
Right,
they have been
Jayalakshmi,
saying.
so you're clearly also highlighting that there's a big communication gap and passengers would have probably been in a better situation if the airline would have told them before. But of course, the ground reality continues to remain the same, which is worrying. But we'd have to leave it at that for the moment.